Have you ever looked at two people and thought, how can they be so different? Take my sisters, for example. One is so extroverted and loud, and the other is more introverted and quiet. Well, to try to explain these personality differences, let's take a look at neurobiology. Research shows that differences in the personality of extroverts, those who are more enthusiastic, assertive, and reward-driven in social interactions, and introverts, who are less socially enthusiastic and sensitive to social rewards, may be the result of neurobiological factors, like the differences in the brain's regional structure and regional activations during certain processes. Starting with regional structure. Looking at an image of the brain, you see two colors, gray and white. These are called gray and white matter, and their coloration is a result of what they contain. Gray matter predominantly contains somas, or the neuronal cell bodies that house the cell's nucleus. Gray matter also contains nerve synapses, along with other cells and parts of neurons. Because it contains synapses, this is the region where the neurons interact and initiate commands. White matter, on the other hand, consists mainly of the myelinated axons of neurons. These are like the telephone wire of a neuron, and are covered in a layer of lipids and proteins called the myelin sheath that insulates and allows nerve signals or action potentials to travel faster. The high lipid content also gives white matter its color. Because it contains the myelinated axons, white matter carries the action potentials from place to place. When you look at a picture of the brain, most of the gray matter is on the external surface, whereas most of the white matter is in the inner layer of the brain's cortex. A 2014 study found that in young adults, individuals with higher extroversion scores had less gray matter in regions involved in emotional or memory processing, such as the bilateral amygdala, bilateral parahippocampal gyrus, and right middle temporal gyrus. This is important because some studies have shown that lower gray matter can potentially lead to better performance from that region, meaning that in these areas where extroverts had less gray matter, they may perform these emotional processing tasks more efficiently. Extroverts and introverts also differ in the level of activation in parts of the brain when experiencing stimuli that evoke happy or sad emotions, like happy or sad music. For example, studies have shown a connection between extroversion and in the anterior cingulate cortex ACC activity in response to positive stimuli. The ACC is involved in regulating automatic emotions and expressions as well as cognitive responses to social stimuli. This example of neuroanatomical activation differences shows potential links between extroversion and being more engaged in processing social information and in responding to positive social stimuli. Research on how extroverts and introverts are different potentially shows the vulnerability of individuals towards disorders like anxiety. For example, extroversion has been found to be a protective factor against developing certain anxiety disorders, possibly due to how they modulate emotional processing in regions implicated with anxiety, like the amygdala. So the next time you look at two people and consider how they can be so different, just picture their neurobiology, and that'll make more sense, right?